Hello, my name is Dora Beres, and as the PMO lead of Provident Hungary, I am delighted to represent my country at this prestigious award. For Hungary, it is the first time to participate in the competition, so I would like to express my special thanks to the PMO Global Alliance for inviting us to this great event. Let me shortly introduce ourselves, who we are, and what is the impact of our business on a global level. Provident Hungary is a subsidiary of the British company named International Personal Finance, IPF, which is a leading international home credit and digital provider of consumer finance. The company was established in 1880 in the UK, thus disposes of 130 years of business experience in financial services, and began to expand internationally in 1997 by launching international markets in Poland and Czech. Provident Hungary was launched in 2001, a third international market, and since their existence have built up a customer base of 300,000 and an agent network of 2,500. As per latest surveys, our average customer satisfaction rate is over 90% when it comes to customer service. On a global level, more than 21,000 agents and altogether 3,000 employees serve 2.3 million customers across 11 international markets. What is our business model? The purpose of our business is to make a difference in the lives of our customers by providing simple, personalized financial solutions. We specialize in providing small sum unsecured consumer loans and the lines of credit responsibility to more than 2 million customers in Europe, Mexico, and Australia who are underbanked or underserved with maintained credit operators. We reach our customers through a unique combination of two channels. This is the home credit and the digital, enabling us to serve them in a way that suits their lifestyle and financial circumstances. Our home credit channel serves 2 million customers who appreciate the face-to-face at-home service provided by our 21,000 agents worldwide. With our home credit business, we are present in Hungary, Romania, and Czech Republic. Our digital business serves around 300,000 customers in several countries who prefer to take out credit online and repay remotely. We run our digital business in Finland, the Baltic states, Spain, and Australia, while in Poland and Mexico, we are serving our customers with both home credit and digital type of services and products. Let me talk to you about the purpose of our business. What makes us different and thus what is the real purpose? Being the only business to offer both home credit and digital loans, we have a differentiated proposition from that of other credit providers. Home credit business is different because our agents connect us to our customers by providing a personal service in their customers' homes every week or month. Our digital business model meets the needs of a growing number of customers in our consumer segment who want affordable credit and they can manage on their mobile phone or tablet or PC. How we are living our social purpose? We are an established, regulated, and ethical business that meets customers' needs by lending responsibly, transparently, and without any hidden charges. We provide customers with an entry point to access mainstream consumer finance, and we found that over the years, many of our customers entrust us with their borrowing needs time after time, demonstrating the confidence they place in our service. We are advocating responsible lending, so our loans are granted using robust application and behavioral scoring systems supported by credit bureau to ensure our loans are affordable. Our commitment is to response lending also extends to our corporate responsibility programs where our focus on financial literacy helps our customer segment make more informed borrowing decisions. We are protecting our customers by providing regulated credit products. We protect our consumers from illegal lenders and the unregulated excesses of the grey market. All our lending is unsecured, and we don't ask our customers to pledge assets such as a car or property as collateral in the event that they default on their repayments. Important to mention is that 95% of our employees and agents completed ethics trainings on a yearly basis. And we also contribute to the wider economy. We are an active corporate citizen with more than 28,000 employees and agents contributing to their wider economies through taxes and spending on goods and services. Besides that, we are also committed to investing in our local communities, supporting financial literacy, local development and enterprise initiatives. We spent 75,000 hours volunteered by employees supporting community initiatives and corporate social responsibility programs. How we create value? We believe that the best way to create value for our shareholders are deliver good, sustainable returns and to build close long-term relationships with our customers. As our profit is generated from lending responsibly, while managing the business efficiently, the main company values that determines our ways of working are that we are respectful with each other and with other customers, we are responsible, which we proved by lending our services and products responsibly, and we are straightforward, that means an open engagement with our shareholders and customers to ensure they receive the products and services they want. Provident Hungary have been recognized with the following awards since its existence in Hungary. In the last few years, Provident has won the Excellence in Customer Service Award 11 times in the categories of personal, phone-based and digital customer service. Provident has also been awarded with the Best Employer in Hungary award twice, ranked 6th place for the Best Employer Award of the Central and Eastern European region, and is one of the 32 best employers worldwide according to Gallup, being the first Hungarian company to achieve this title. Early this year, we have been given the Top Employer European Award as well for recognizing excellent employee conditions within the company. The company operates an extensive corporate social responsibility program with its employees having done volunteering for more than 75,000 working hours to help educational, healthcare and social institutions nationwide. Apart from doing volunteer work, Provident has provided financial support to more than 100 organizations aiming to help underserved population. The company also actively takes part in the Hungarian Donors Forum and the Hungarian Business Leaders Forum and is committed to supporting national sporting and cultural events. Since 2008, approximately 30,000 households and 300 social workers, cultural managers and teachers have been benefited from Provident's economic and financial education program, which is called Családi Gazdaságok in Hungarian. Having worked with the company's professional partners and decision makers enabled us to include economic and financial education to be part of schools' curricula. Provident also launched an online financial literacy quiz in partnership with the Hungarian National Bank's Money Compass Foundation that reached over 30,000 people in March 2019. Provident is also a sponsor of the Social Usefulness Award for the 4th consecutive year. The prize has been founded by Provident in partnership with the Hungarian Business Leaders Forum and Financial Observer Hungary. The award recognizes successful companies that excel in sustainability and innovation. Provident was awarded for its global sustainability leadership by the World Sustainability Congress in 2017. In addition, Boton Szirmag, our country manager, received the CEO of the Year award for his commitment towards sustainability principles, both inside and outside the company. Provident Hungary received the prestigious award for its successful sustainability program, which focuses on responsible lending and transparency. Additionally, the company has developed effective corporate responsibility initiatives ranging from community investment and employee volunteering to environmental protection. When it comes to the PMO of the Provident Hungary, our working principles are pretty much determined by the values of the company. The Hungarian PMO is part of the global IT organization and is directly reporting to the global CIO and dotted line reporting to the Hungarian Board of Directors. Therefore, we have a special role in building up bridges and maintaining connections between the business and the IT stakeholders by delivering projects not only for the IT but on an enterprise level. As a side note, let me take the opportunity to mention here that Mexico is being represented by the PMO of Provident, Mexico, which team actually work in one of our sister companies, so we are extremely proud to be both nominees of this event. We didn't know about each other's application, but now I'm really looking forward to meeting with them in any of the upcoming rounds, especially in the World Finals. So let's continue with some stories about how and when the PMO was brought into life within Provident and how it evolved within the organization. When it comes to self-assess and measure the maturity of our PMO, we generally use the PMMM, Project Management Maturity Model, that was developed by PMI. However, this time I decided to use a more descriptive metaphor. PMO was established in 2012, what we call the PMO habilis era. That time the handyman mastered the primitive, very basic tools that which in our terminology meant that we were able to do things, but with no disciplines to follow, and team spirit was fully missing. The main objectives found in the PMO was to have a dedicated team in place who are able to define and implement a unified change management process and develop the foundations of the project management methodology. The PMO belonged to the strategic directorate in those early years and consisted of 2 PMs and a project coordinator. Functional leaders, like senior managers of functional areas, worked as so-called project managers running low and medium complexity projects within their functional area, but did not report to the PMO. These functional leaders, acting as PMs, were experts in their area, so it was easier for them to take business decisions themselves. It was difficult, however, for them to think out of the box and understand the big picture when taking decisions. The outcome of that era and the first benefits were that PMO started monitoring key projects and helped process escalations by providing support to these independent PMs on demand. Additionally, an initial pack of project management standards were defined and applied on projects that the PMO was managing. However, it was only an opportunity and not mandatory for the non-PMO PMs to follow that methodology. The next stage in our evolution was the PMO Erectus era between 2013 and 2015, when the upright man used more sophisticated tools, which in our context meant a revolutionary leap towards having a master PMO in place with dedicated PMs on board and standards to follow. That time a significant change happened as PMO became part of the IT and back office directorate, and it was a quick evolution for us to become a disciplined PMO by introducing the basics of portfolio management, resource planning, and setting priorities. A new role, the IT business analyst role, appeared within PMO, and this function was meant to be the key connector and translator between the business and IT. The benefit of that period was that project deliveries were regularly monitored, problems early identified, and their resolution actively and timely supported by PMO team. As for the governance, it is important to mention that project management standards were embedded on all projects in the company, and PMO not only supported projects but started organizing training on project management. Between 2015 and 2018 came the PMO Sapiens era, where the wise man built up the knowledge management center of the company by managing project portfolio, planning resources, and aligning benefits to companies' strategic objectives. That was the time when the new global IT organization came into the picture in Q3 2016 that pretty much reframed both our position in the company and our ways of working. I will talk about the details of this organizational transformation a bit later. By the time all projects' benefits were aligned to the company's strategic objectives, and ideas for new projects were proactively given to PMO team for assessment. It was the PMO who managed the project's portfolio and were fully responsible for project's efficiency and performance. There were no longer independent PMs existing in the organization. By 2018, the PMO became the center of excellence, which constantly improved project management processes, tools, and techniques in the organization. PMO were now considered a knowledge management center that supports the end-to-end change management in the company. Additionally, trainings on change project and issue management are delivered by PMs to our key stakeholders. And where we are today. From 2018, we live the revolution of PMO, since it is the era of the PMO digitalist. The digital men are new species that thrive in a habitat with omnipresent and permanently connected screens and displays. Our companies must undergo a metamorphosis if we want to survive and exploit the digital revolution happening all around us. This is a period where our objective is to become an optimized PMO, where PMO is a strong driver of companies' financial performance and organizational excellence. Large number of our projects are dealing with digitalization, therefore, also the PMO needs to pick up a cutting-edge knowledge on digital technologies. In line with how the PMO as a function evolved, it is also worth reviewing how the competencies within PMO evolved and what skills and certifications we have gained by having more and more functions added to the PMO. In the early years, when only few PMs and the project coordinator made up the PMO team, a basic understanding of project management was enough. When the PMO became more like a knowledge center type of department, also new functions and positions such as the IT business analyst and test manager appeared within the team. Establishing these new functions was triggered by the PMO actually, since we identified that there was an urgent need for bringing in these additional competencies into our projects that we were managing. By the time the new global IT organization was launched in 2016, the test manager position was reallocated to the IT solution delivery team, which was the right movement anyway. And more importantly, the IT business analyst role was reconsidered and split into two different roles, so that at the end we had an IT system analyst role allocated to IT and the business analyst role existing within PMO. With this, we now have a clear separation of roles and responsibilities during the analysis phase of a project, and business are properly represented by BAs. Also, the PMO lead competencies have evolved in the last few years, as the PMO lead function was rather a team manager role in the early years, and by today it has transformed to act like a project and portfolio manager, managing both the team and the full change portfolio. So what's next? As a majority of the companies, we are also keen to learn how to run agile projects in the future and how to adopt agile ways of working within the company. As a first step, we have launched pilot projects where we can test Scrum, and our BAs are the business analysts are transforming and learning how to become product owners, working closely together with development teams. As for the competency lead concept, I will cover that later. All in all, you can see it in the small table below. What are the certifications that we aim to gain during this year, highlighted in orange color, and the black ones are those that we possess already. Now let me give you a short insight into what triggered all these changes to happen and what was the main reason for the metamorphosis of the PMO. First of all, there was no alignment with company strategy. It meant that before PMO became a change driver function, business representatives turned directly to IT and requested their initiatives to be delivered without considering company objectives or strategy. Business requirements were not identified properly, resulting in a high number of change requests during the project life cycle. I think everyone knows that phenomena. Also, it was a problem that IT and PMO were black box, as there was no real cooperation between IT and business, as they didn't understand each other's language and ways of working. The IT business analyst position was brought into life to resolve that situation, but it was not an ultimate solution. PMO was considered a supporting function, only that had no steer on changes, so there was no dedicated function or team responsible for managing the changes in a unified manner. What were the key projects that paved our way and determined our evolution? First of all, it was the T4G, the Transformation for Growth program. That was the biggest change program that IPF Provident had ever undertaken and was a key enabler for a strategy for growth between 2012 and 2015. The main objectives of the program were to accelerate our strategy for growth, so we were investing in the long term to make our business more competitive. We wanted to expand our footprint by modernizing and becoming a more agile organization that would allow us to enter new markets and deliver sustainable growth. It was also to improve customer engagement by implementing customer-focused processes that are consistent across the group and to allow us to grow our customer base through supporting new product offerings. To develop the sales culture by equipping and empowering our people to better serve our customers' needs. And most importantly, T4G was aimed to provide aligned technology and standard frameworks for processes and products which are scalable and therefore support our long-term growth ambitions. Most of our projects that we ran locally back then were connected to the T4G program in a way so that PMO needed to quickly adapt, grow up for the task and provide the professional support on T4G related projects. This is very much accelerated our learning and self-development strategy. From 2016, the efficiency strategy came into the picture, replacing the growth strategy, resulting in launching projects that supported the introduction of the new Provident brand. We provided project support in moving the Provident office and redesigned our branches offices in Hungary. As for the structural changes and as the result of an organizational design program, the business functions transformed into global and regional structure, and also global IT new organization was implemented. It again meant new challenges for PMO, as our key stakeholders were no longer local people only, but our project teams were made up by experts from all countries that operate in, and we've started working with virtual teams. Moving away from obstacles, we turn out to be the light that guides our way, and I will tell you how we did it. IT and PMO transformation happened. As from 2016, IT and PMO started reshaping themselves by establishing a new organization with global competency center approach. The main driver was the efficiency pressure on IT to do more with less cost and for countries to deliver more new things. By establishing the global PMO, the new team structure and standardized ways of working evolved a lot, and we managed to remove the boundaries and bring those great things together and merge the knowledge that existed in a distributed way in countries. Main approach of innovation was and were mobility, cloud technology, and digitization. Also, a new change culture was introduced, where the capability of change management became part of the PMO. New change governance was defined and implemented by PMO, and there were significant changes in the company culture. For instance, working from home concept was introduced, and the company put more emphasis on empowering their people in work. As a result, the role and responsibilities of IT and PMO became more transparent, and we moved away from being supporting function and rather became the drivers of changes by introducing new change forums and providing trainings on how the new change culture is functioning. As the result of IT transformation, PMO became the driver of changes, as I mentioned, and the center of new initiatives by keeping track of a consolidated company change log that is considered the single source of truth when it comes to changes. In line with this change, we redefined what those key services are that are provided by the PMO. We assure that investment is spent appropriately, and doing that by implementing the principles of governance and policies, prioritization, budget management, and control and reporting. We want to have a control on our capability to enable delivery of benefits by comprehensive resource tracking, skilling, trainings, and by having a single view of resources. We continue to provide support to PMO and a wider organization by supporting the business to define their business needs and requirements and projects. We drew a project portfolio roadmap to help our stakeholders understand priorities and visualize the projects we are working on. I will show you a sample of our roadmap in a few minutes. And we provide support in resource planning for those business and IT areas that we are mainly working with. Okay, now let's move to the change governance concept. Then I am really proud to present to you, as this concept has been elaborated and deployed by the global PMO in close cooperation with IT, obviously. And I can tell you that since this model has been put in practice since 2 years, the Hungarian organization has become fully happy to follow that. Well, it is not the same situation in all countries, as far as I heard, but we are working on spreading the knowledge and help implement this model with other countries, PMOs as well. So what we wanted to achieve by deploying a controlled change governance is to ensure we do the right things and keep our common sense. We have a common agreement on which project and change to start next, why those, when is best to start them, and how are those executed, and to build on our lessons learned when executing changes. With all these we wanted to do in a consistent but not overly prescribed manner. So, a quick summary on how changes are being processed in our organization. First of all, we have the Innovation Forum. This is the primary contact forum for any new change ideas from any sources. This is a cross-functional forum which is chaired by the PMO, but also finance, marketing, IT, sales and service, and other functions are invited. Based on a one-pager summary, which is a summary description of the change, it provides guidance what route to take, whether this change should be considered BAU, a small change, or a project. The forum provides transparency on changes, so impact assessment can be made. So this is the forum to come to if you would like to change something. Second one is the business triage. This is a decision-making forum performed by the business and chaired by the sales and service lead. A cross-functional activity, this forum identifies the change priorities for a certain period of time. It's usually 1 or 3 months' time in advance, and instruct IT delivery on the order. It only deals with changes assessed already, and it is not a brainstorming forum. Again, it is a decision-making forum. So this forum will tell what needs to be delivered next. Next one in the process is the IT Delivery Planning Forum. This forum is held by the IT delivery team. It is happening on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, and the purpose of the forum is the information sharing and planning of timing and resources for the prioritized changes. The outcome is a proposed change delivery list showing what can be realistically completed in the defined period of time. So they will tell what can be realistically delivered by when. And finally, we have initiated the Deployment CAB, a change advisory board, which is again a decision-making forum held by the IT service manager for approving changes that are ready to be deployed. So they are the ones who want to ensure continuous service, and they will tell when it will be actually live. For the prioritization of the changes, we consider 4 key areas. Those are the scoring dimensions. First of all, if a change is a regulatory or compliance type of change, because in that case it gets immediately added to the portfolio list, no matter the scoring. Second aspect is how much benefit the change generates. Third is what is the complexity of the change from delivery perspective. And fourth, how much the change contributes to the company strategy. All these dimensions sum up and give us a final score that then determines the position of the change on the consolidated change priority list. Once all changes were prioritized, we applied the rule 70-20-10, which means our expectation from the IT is to allocate 70% of their resources capacity to deliver projects, like those high complexity, high risky changes, 20% on medium complexity changes, and the remaining 10% on completing small or trivial changes. With this, we wanted to avoid that high priority projects are eating up all our capacity. With this method, smaller changes are not competing with high priority projects, and we are also able to deliver quick wins or low hanging fruit to the business, which always make them happy. Next is the change approval process that has been defined and deployed by our PMO also. This process guides you through each step of how an idea is being proposed and become real by realizing its benefits as well. Besides the forums that are managing the change governance process, there are approval forums built into this process, and with this we have an end-to-end control of how changes are being delivered, how much money we spend, and what is the route for collecting approvals. So the process looks like the following. The idea is proposed at the Innovation Forum. Then it goes to the Market Change Board for an early idea presentation and concept approval. The Market Change Board is a local approval forum made up by the Board of Directors. In case the new initiative has an impact on any of our group systems, processes, or products, the idea additionally goes to the Group Innovation Forum and/or the Product Development Committee for review and early approval. If the concept was approved, a business case is being generated that again goes back to the Market Change Board for approval. There is also a Group Change Board existing, but only the really large complexity programs are presented there on a monthly basis. Once the initiative passed all approval gates, it will be added to the PMO portfolio and as a project, and the project delivery process can start. As for the closure of the project, we are putting a lot of effort in closing up the project appropriately by producing a detailed project closure report, running lessons learned session with the teams, and celebrating the successful execution of the project. It is an important deliverable of the project to appoint a benefit owner during the project and agree with him or her on how benefits will be measured after the project finishes. PMO, in close collaboration with our finance team, have come up with a proposal on a standardized benefit measuring method, which is currently being tested. Now let me show you a sample of a typical project portfolio roadmap that captures a yearly plan on what projects we plan to launch and deliver during the year. Our roadmap is being drafted at year start and then being reviewed and updated on a quarterly basis. The roadmap is split into three main areas, as you might see. First is the gray area above, where there are group projects and programs initiated and coordinated by IPF, our parent company. Here we need to cooperate by channeling in the local requirements and managing the landing of the changes in our country. These are usually robust system development projects, like in our case, it is a mobility program and the data protection projects. The second is the orange area that shows those projects that were initiated to resolve issues around being compliant. Those are typically high priority projects that need an urgent resolution, even if it means reallocating our resources and freezing other projects in favor of the compliance project. The third layer builds up the market projects that might contribute either to our efficiency or growth strategic objectives, and consist mainly of new product or new channel development projects, system and process optimization projects. Now let's move to the PMO organization and let me introduce to you how we look like. As I've already mentioned, PMO is part of the global IT organization. We belong especially to the Europe IT team. Besides the IT functions, PMO is one important pillar, and our global PMO manager is reporting directly to the global CIO of the IT organization. As you can see, our mandate is to deliver projects and to manage relationship within the organization, since PMO is a key connector of IT and business representatives. On this slide, you see how the Hungarian PMO is built up. There are 4 PMs and 3 BAs working in the team, so one BA position is still vacant, but we are actually about to fill it in. So they are working in the team who are responsible for the end-to-end project delivery, while the PMO lead, myself, together with the PMO coordinator, are doing a full portfolio support. As I've mentioned earlier, the European head of PMO is reporting to the global CIO. However, at the same time, is representing the whole IT organization at the board of director forums locally. This kind of formalized relationship management delivered by the PMO is the key to our success in managing and understanding our stakeholders' needs and expectations, on the one hand, and having a strong connection with the IT teams by being part of the IT ourselves, on the other hand. It is crucial for us to be close to the directors, as they are the sponsors of our projects, and this executive sponsorship in most cases contributes to our success, and it is also motivating for the PMO team to be close to these board members. The PMO team is made up by well-educated and well-trained professionals who possess both hard and soft skills, and we are a strong unity as a team as well, which we proved by creating our own logo that you can see in the right upper corner of the presentation. Okay, what are the key relationships and how we are cooperating and communicating with other functions within the organization. This I will show you by presenting the desired future structure of the PMO that we plan to implement in the second half of this year. On the right side, you are able to see how the PMO team is planned to be restructured by introducing new PM lead and BA lead roles. These new roles will be available for those candidates who want to improve their team management skills and want to go into a leadership direction. For those, however, who want to deepen their technical and professional skills and knowledge in project management and business analysis, there will be proper leveling of the roles like junior, normal, and senior level, so there will be plenty of opportunities for the team to develop, grow, and apply for new positions. On the global functions level, however, you may see those new competency lead type of roles listed that we want to implement as well this year. These competency lead roles will have responsibility to manage those capabilities on a global level that are currently managed only on country level by PMO leads. These new competencies will enable us to become a more globalized PMO function by having global methodology and standards implemented, global change management and global project budget management principles in place, together with having a global project portfolio built up. These new roles really seem to be niche roles within the organization at the moment, so we are looking forward to having them in place very soon. We are a PMO that belongs to IT, however, we deliver projects on enterprise level, working together with all business functions within the company. However, the key positions are the legal department and internal audit, the process and change teams, and finance, with whom we cooperate on a daily basis. Now, I will show you the arrows on this slide that will be those crucial connections with non-IT and IT functions that we have to cover and manage properly in the future. This is all I wanted to tell you about the PMO structure. Now let's move on to the objectives of the PMO. First of all, I have to start with what is the benefit, and what is the strategy of the Provident. We have a multi-channel strategy that puts our customers at the center of everything we do. Our success depends on serving our customers well with the credit products and services they want, and in doing so retain their custom. So our strategic priorities are focused on enabling us to continue to build a sustainable business which generates long-term growth and enhanced profitability and makes efficient use of capital. Achievement of this strategy depends on the talent, skills, and commitment of our people and investment in technology to deliver the credit products of today and tomorrow. Therefore, main pillars of the strategy 2020 are: first of all, to provide high-quality service to customers and optimize operations for returns. Secondly, to protect the business model. And third, to leverage the Provident brand. And enabling that by investing in technology and investing in people. Not surprisingly, the PMO's objectives are directly linked to the company's strategic objectives. Therefore, we are running compliance, efficiency, and growth type of projects. We have worded our mission back in 2014, revisited in 2018, but still using the same sentence as mission statement. So in few words, our mission is providing outstanding project management and business analysis services, and thus contributing to the company's objectives through comprehensive business knowledge, proactivity, transparency, and straightforward communication. Our focus is on proactively helping the company invest in technology to improve customer experience and business efficiency, on the one hand, and investing in our people to enable best-in-class service provision on the other hand. Our goals are to understand our stakeholders' needs and expectations and, of course, make our sponsors happy. Having all these in mind, you can see what those high-quality services are that PMO provide to the organization. We are doing a lot of activities However, I wanted to highlight those ones that my colleagues from different areas think we are really good at. I've made a short questionnaire with our key stakeholders on this, and they wanted me to highlight what are those services that generate added value for them as well. So these are, first of all, the change governance that I've talked about in detail, the budget and benefit management that we are doing at an advanced level by having a strict cost control process in place, the capacity and demand planning that we are doing not only for PMO and IT but also for our key functional areas, risk and change management again together with the business. Besides that, we put a big emphasis and effort on developing ourselves. We are providing, therefore, in-house trainings twice a year on project management and business analysis methods, and our training sessions are included and available in the company's central training portfolio as well. So anyone within the company can come and learn with us. The continuous improvements of our ways of working, methods, standards, templates, we are doing as part of an internal project that we launched, and it is managed by our PMO coordinator. The standardized project administration and documentation is again a strength of us. Besides providing high quality services and bringing value by managing a highly efficient portfolio, our goal is to be visible within the organization and to have an impact on the company by encouraging people to be pioneers when it comes to coping with changes. For this, we have to have a high quality team on board. Therefore, we also defined our development catalog, listing those secret elements that make the team a real pro team. Key elements are the partnership that we built up with our project sponsors and project owners, the professional hubs that we are members of, both in-house and external conferences. We run engagement surveys within PMO twice a year to collect feedback on how we are performing as a team and how team members feel as part of the team. We also do satisfaction surveys and collect feedbacks from our key stakeholders at a time when half-year and year-end performance evaluation is happening within the company. There will be a talent management program launched from May this year to identify the talents, high potentials, and potential successors for key positions within the PMO, which again gives the team the opportunity to grow. Not only the PMO objectives are linked to the company strategy, but also yearly objectives of individuals are derived from the PMO functional strategy, which makes us feel confident that we are indeed contributing to the fulfillment of the company strategy. It's worth mentioning that we are pioneers and contributors also when it comes to improve company culture. A good example of this is that we volunteered in September last year to run a pilot on how we can change and improve the meeting culture within Provident by organizing and chairing meetings more consciously, ordering people to stop using their laptops and mobiles during meetings if required. The pilot ended with a very satisfactory result, and now we are the ambassadors of the changes that we want to roll out to the whole organization. And last but not least, we have just identified, or rather experienced, how important it is for the PMO team to improve their technology quotient in our today's digitalized world. The TQ is a person's ability to adapt, manage, and integrate technology based on the needs of the organization or the project at hand. As we experience, it's taking on a new urgency as people and companies search for digital sustainability, the capacity to adapt to the constant changes brought on by advances in technology. Now that we have a high quality team in place and we provide good quality services, let's see what benefits the PMO generated in the last 12 months. Hereby I present you some interesting facts and figures on the PMO performance of last year. So, altogether, almost 200 new ideas, new initiatives have been presented and registered in the Innovation Forum, out of which 28 were projects, 57 functional developments, like middle-sized changes, and 112 small changes, which is quite a good number from innovation's perspective. Regarding the projects, with a team of 4 PMs and 3 BAs, we closed up 8 projects, out of which only 1 was cancelled. The others were fully delivered. 8 projects are still running and 10 are queuing in the pipeline. As for the ratio of project categories, we've been working on 7 compliance, 13 efficiency and 8 growth category type of projects in 2018. Almost 65% of our projects were completed on time, on budget, and with very minor deviations to the scope. And our projects delivered 5 times as much benefit as they were costing. Saying this, all in all, I'm quite satisfied with my PMO team's performance. Apart from producing these nice results, let me summarize how PMO's work contributed to the improvement of the project management maturity within the organization in 2018. What I have to mention first is that we have implemented the Project Owner Committee, the POC, and redefined the role of the project owner, who is usually the business representative of the functional area that is requesting the change. So these are typically senior managers. And by doing this, we enforce them to take more accountability for delivering benefits as the result of projects. With this, we have managed to strengthen the engagement of the business representatives on our project, as not only the sponsors have a dedicated role, but also the project owners have in the future. Our business analysts are continuing to support the business by providing support in the analysis phase, which is highly appreciated by business stakeholders. We kept improving our working standards and shared new trends of methods, tools, and techniques, also some bits of agile practices, through roadshows and in-house trainings. We improved a lot in making sure we don't agree to do more than we are capable of doing by proper capacity and budget planning. And by knowing the company's strategy and PMO objectives, we make sure we focus our effort on doing the right things. Finally, we contributed to run pilot projects where Scrum techniques, early value generation can be applied, and an MVP, minimal viable product, can be delivered also in case of regulatory projects. Apart from doing our daily works, we have been active at professional and social events as well. Our senior PM participated in the PM of the Year award in Hungary and was selected to be amongst the finalists, which was a great achievement not only for him, but for the whole PMO. We are attending conferences, PMI events, and knowledge sharing forums outside of the company, and organize PMO lead conferences on a quarterly basis. I am proud to say that the first Provident BA conference was organized by my team here in Budapest last year. The aim of all these events are to broaden our professional horizons and build professional bonds and become part of expert communities. On the other side, our social activities are worth mentioning as well, as we do a self-organized in-house Toastmaster training for ourselves on a monthly basis, which is helping us in improving our presenter skills, and we also consider it a funny team-building activity. Plan is to extend the event and invite non-PMO people also so they can learn with us. We have just released our first PMO newsletter to allow the company to get an insight into our PMO team's life, and we allocated one of our colleagues to be the sport ambassador within the company's well-being program. We are pretty much cautious about helping other people, so we have participated at several CSR and charity events organized by the company and ourselves. We helped renovate a nursery school and brought small presents to children with disabilities around Christmas. Finally, we have provided our inputs to the 2018 sustainability report that was prepared by the company. And for this, we have calculated there are digital projects that aim to replace paperwork, resulted in a carbon dioxide saving of about 350 tons per year. Wow, this sounds like quite awesome, especially for me as I am an environmental engineer as profession. So I'm really delighted to see how we contributed in saving our nature and environment. Having said all this, the only question remains open. What's next? As for the next half year, Our plan is to implement the new PMO structure by filling in the previously mentioned competence lead and PMB lead positions, and continue the best practice sharing with other countries, while also reinforce that we act as a global PMO community. By early 2020, we plan to kick off the Agile transformation, where the PMO team will act as a transformation team doing the Agile implementation on a project basis. The new Agile world will bring us new opportunities again to learn and grow in our careers. For the second half of 2020, our intention is to have a global hybrid portfolio in place where projects are managed by following both waterfall and Agile ways of working. An important benefit of Agile may be the perception that people are assets and should be considered resources. And with this, we want to bring in the continuous learning approach into the company culture. All right, so how we will know if we get there? By having happy and satisfied sponsors and stakeholders at hand, having a motivated PMO team members on board that form a strong unity, and we also feel it a mission to prove it to skeptics that waterfall and Agile ways of working can live in peace next to each other. This will be a great fun for sure. Now I am closing my presentation, and I really say thank you to all people who helped me in this journey, not only in putting together the material, but to recognize for myself as well how far we've gotten with my PMO team during these last few years. Thank you for your kind attention.